What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rad here, coming at you with a Pint X review part 2 here at the High Point Greenway. I did part 1 here, so it's only fitting that I do part 2 here also. This review of the Pint X is more so for the plus size riders, the 200 plus size riders. Future Motion doesn't sell the XR brand new anymore. I mean, I think they did bring it back recently for a couple of days or so, but your only options, if you want to enjoy a one wheel, what everybody says is get a GT or go out there and buy a used XR. But I don't know if you guys seen it lately, but these things get beaten up pretty badly, and you may just be like me and just want something brand new. So your options are limited to the GT, the Pint X, and the Pint. Just forget about the Pint. I didn't talk about the Pint. But Pint X, the community swears that this board is only for kids or if you weigh 130 pounds. But there's 3 ways that if you're a bigger rider that you can get the most out of this board, and I want to share it with you right now. Number 1 for me would be to go out there and get an aftermarket foot pad, back foot pad. Yes, get an aftermarket foot pad along with the grip tape. Game changer. See, I have the Float Life Cushionug High. The pad is wider for my foot. It's concave, so it just locks my foot in. Also, you get matching grip tape. The grip tape on the Onewheel Pint X is good for like the first week or 2, and after that you're just slipping off of that board. And you can't go on grass, you can't hit any bumps, or your foot is coming flying off that board, and it's a recipe for disaster in my opinion. So I think within 2 weeks I upgraded my foot pad. It helps with comfort, helps me ride a lot longer than usual. The stock foot pad and grip tape just wasn't doing it for me. That should be first purchase, hands down. Number 2 is your digital shaping. Yes. Initially when I first started riding one wheels, I only rode in Pacific. That's the one I liked. It's carvy. They call it buttery. It's pretty loose, gets a little play. It's a very nice profile. But I was having some issues getting up some steeper hills. I would get up these steeper hills and I would be cruising up them maybe like 5, 6, 7 miles an hour. I mean, it just felt like the board was going to just tip over at any moment on these little steep hills. I didn't think they were that steep, but the boards did. So one day I just played around with it and I started trying out Skyline. And when I tell you that made a huge difference in the hill performance of climbing of the one wheel. It's like I lost no power, any speed going up these same hills that would make me lag at riding on Pacific X. Third thing I did was pump up my tire pressure. I always heard the optimal tire pressure between 15 and 20. But if you're over 200 pounds, put that tire pressure above 20. I like to put mine up to about 23, 25. And I'm going to tell you that made a difference in my range. It also helped with drag on the roads, getting up these same hills, so a higher tire pressure combined with Skyline, this thing's eating up a majority of hills. Yeah, and of course, do the higher tire pressure if you're majority street riding. I wouldn't recommend it for trail riding at all. But street riding, pumping up the tire pressure is probably the best option that you have to get a lot more performance out of the board. It may not feel the funnest at first because you feel every bump, especially like along this bridge right here. Initially you can probably feel every single separation of the boards in this bridge. You'll feel it. But I'll say Give it about 2 or 3 rides. You'll get super used to it. The combination of the tire pressure, the foot pad, and the digital shaping of using Skyline instead of Pacific X has unlocked a lot from this board for me. In the beginning, before I had all this, I was thinking like, hey, maybe I should have gotten the GT just for my size. But once I combined all these three, it has taken my riding to a whole nother level than what it usually was. The comfort of the ride is better. My top speed is better. My average speed is better. My mileage is better. All these three things has made this board that much more valuable to my life. I would say if you having any kind of issues with climbing hills, getting a little more speed, just try out these things. Your riding experience will be a whole lot better. It has changed my perspective of the Onewheel Pint X since the beginning I've had it. I mean, I said I love this thing. I ride it every day. You can't keep me off of it. Combination of these things makes it feel like I'm not in desperate need of a GT. I'm gonna get a GT, but I don't have to get one tomorrow because I'm enjoying what I have right now with this Pint X. Right now we're getting off the bridge and we come up to a pretty steep hill. You can't probably tell off camera, but it's a pretty steep hill, and you can see that my board is keeping pretty good pace up this hill, and I'm probably at around 30% at this moment in time. But it's just a combination of high tire pressure and the profile that I'm using that helps me get around these things. After this section, it's more so an uphill, downhill type of section, and I can tell you that my board does just fine up it. Like, this is mainly uphill too, and I could just leave you here and just show you, what kind of sound this board gets going up this hill. Here I'm just showing some stats of the ride. See, we did about 9.5 miles with about 62% use of the battery. Averaging about 14 miles an hour, so we were actually pushing the board pretty well. Like I said, I'm a rider of 200 plus, and the Pint X is pretty capable. Like I said, just go with Footpad, raise tire pressure, and change the profile, and it's more than a capable board. But I appreciate y'all watching. This has been my review, and I'm out.